Hello everyone, welcome once again to my channel. My name is Portelles, and for today's video we have a very special one because I've been planning this for at least an entire week. So as you know, we love everything about pageantry here on this channel, and luckily for us, pageant season 2022 just started. All the regional pageants are happening as we speak, and then it's gonna go to a national level and then eventually international. And for that reason, since I like to talk about it so much, Q&A, swimsuit presentation, evening gowns, techniques, delivery, presentation, so many different things, I truly ask myself, what type of content can I create that will be helpful not only for my audience to better understand the pageants, but then also better understand the candidates, that at the same time will be helpful for girls who are just about to compete in 2022, or maybe girls who are considering enrolling on a pageant in the future. And after going back and forth with this idea, I just clicked that, you know what, I don't actually have to come up with the tips and advice myself, because I know so many people who have participated in the pageants themselves. So who better to give you advice and tips than the queens that we all know, love, and respect. So for today's video, I decided to message some of the queens that I know that you guys know for sure, and I asked them to give me their #1 tip for a future candidate. What will they say to a queen who is just about to compete in a beauty pageant for the very first time? Well, let me tell you, stick around for the video because I promise you there are a lot of surprises on this video. Names that some of you don't even expect, but I promise you that it's gonna be a fun video and all worth your time. But right before we get into it, I'm just gonna ask from you that if you enjoy this type of content, please leave a like so that I know that you want more videos like this. Let me know in the comment section what did you like the most about the advice that these beauty queens had to provide, and also who are you most shocked to see on this list. And last but not least, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one almost every single day. Alright, so without further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright everyone, so the first girl that I messaged about this is none other than the reigning Miss Earth, Destiny Wagner. Such a beautiful girl, so inspiring, and I was really intrigued to see what will be her take on this, because you know that Destiny was kind of a surprise for everyone, and a very pleasing one, by the way. So when I asked her what is your #1 tip / advice for new pageant candidates who will be competing in 2022, Destiny had to say, "Hi, sure. My #1 tip will be to be authentic throughout the entire process and believe in yourself. Your words have power. Words of affirmation goes a long way." I personally think that this is so important, and I know that Destiny is living proof of that, because for a lot of people, as I was telling you, she was a surprise because we often focus on girls who come from countries with a sash factor, and Belize is not one of those countries. However, by just being her most authentic self all throughout the entire process, I feel like Destiny is one of the girls who really stood out during Miss Earth, and of course, we all saw the outcome. She got the biggest title. I really appreciate her advice. But now, if you're watching me from the Philippines, the next queen is someone who is much closer to your country. And I'm talking about none other than the amazing Hannah Arnold, your Binibining International 2021. I think that Hannah is just the sweetest girl ever, and honestly, she did such an amazing job during Binibining Pilipinas. I'm really excited to see her compete in Miss International. And when I asked her the same question, what will be your #1 tip / advice for a newcomer in this pageant season, she actually didn't just send me a reply, she actually sent me a video. So I will let you watch that and I'll be right back here with you.
Hi Louie, this is Hannah Arnold, your Binibining Pilipinas International 2021. Sorry, the TV is on, so you're probably wondering what is that and why is Hannah doing a video? Well, I get very distracted when I'm typing, so I thought it would be so much easier if I just did a video. For now, this question, so for the aspiring beauty queens of 2022, whether they're here in the Philippines or around the world, my #1 piece of advice would be surround yourself with people that allow you to be you, who will uplift you, who will tell you the truth, but will allow you to be you. So basically what that means is, for example, in my pageant career, there was a time where the people around me were trying to change me to be someone else. And that didn't shine, that didn't show well. I mean, I still had the support of many people, but when I changed my personality to be the real me, they were shocked. They were saying, "Oh, you're not fierce enough." And I was like, "But I'm not fierce in real life. So how can I pretend to be this other person?" But when I joined Binibining again and I was the true self, my true self, I was the real me, people realized, oh, I love this version of Hannah, and she's perfect for Binibining Pilipinas International. And that was because I was with a different team of people who allowed me just to be me. They obviously helped enhance parts of me with the styling and everything, but I was still me, and that shone on stage. And now I have my crown, and people appreciate me for me, what I have to say, what I advocate for, how I speak even. Before, they were so against it because of the image that was put out there, but that wasn't me. So now, because of this team, it's a lot easier to reign. It's a lot easier to express how I'm feeling and to enjoy the moment, and also to remember why I'm doing it. So many things come together when I'm just being myself. So, in fewer words, to the girls that are aspiring to be beauty queens this 2022 or any year, surround yourself with people. It doesn't have to be a glam team. It can be your family or friends, as long as they're allowing you to be the true you.
Isn't she like the loveliest person ever? I mean, she has such a sweet voice that I could just listen to her talk like forever and I wouldn't get tired of that. But honestly, I really, really love what Hannah had to say. I feel like it's so, so, so important to surround yourself, as she said, with a group of people who believe in you. You know, sometimes in pageantry, people might try to change you. They might try to make you look like what they think you should look like in order to win a title. However, it is truly by being yourself and just being true to who you are as a person, your values, and everything that you believe in, that ultimately you will be able to get closer to a title. I'm so excited for her journey. I know that she will do an incredible job, and yeah, I just cannot wait to see it. But now, next on the list, we have another candidate from the Philippines who recently just competed internationally, and honestly, this girl was all over the place, all over the news. Everybody and their grandmother was talking about my beautiful friend Samantha Panlilio, of course. Sam recently competed in MGI, so when I asked her what will be your #1 tip or advice for any upcoming beauty queen who might be considering, you know, entering the pageant system or maybe prepared to compete in a pageant in the future, this is what she had to say. Hi Luis, sure, anything para ti. My #1 tip is to surround yourself with good people who believe in you from the very start. That includes your glam team, mentors, pasarela trainers, and supporters. You are going to need that extra push when the competition gets tough, especially since it can be mentally and emotionally draining, on top of the physical aspect of it. These are the people who you are going to interact with on a day-to-day basis, and they are the ones who know exactly what you're going through and how much work you've been putting in. So lean on them when needed, and always, always show gratitude to them, because they will be the same people cheering for you at the end. Isn't she amazing? I mean, I just love Samantha so much. But now listen up, this is a little similar to the answer that we just heard from Hannah. And I love to see that, because you see consistency all throughout the tips and advice, meaning that all of these girls have been through similar experiences and they know what they're talking about. They know what are the real needs in the context of a pageant. Now, something that Samantha added that is very important, it's kind of like this underlying mental health aspect of it, because you never know really how tough a pageant can be for a girl, not only mentally but also physically. This is a very difficult scenario for any person, and the fact that these girls go through so much training, so much preparation, and really try to show their best to make their country proud, it can really take a toll on you, especially if you are facing cyberbullying, if you are facing bashers, social media influence, etc. I feel like the support of your team and your loved ones is not only important, but it's essential. So I truly did appreciate this advice from Samantha. Once again, I love this girl so much, and I hope that she comes back to pageantry as soon as possible. Now, moving on the list, we have a very special queen, someone that I love so much. And the first time that I met her, I was so intimidated, like I was shaking under the table. But honestly, she just proved to be one of the most authentic, one of the most caring, one of the sweetest person that I've ever met in the entire world of pageantry whatsoever. Of course, I'm talking about the beautiful Katrina Dimaranan, my dear friend. And as soon as I asked her the question, what will be her advice and tip, she didn't only just send me a message, she also sent me a video. So just like we did for Hannah, let's play the video and we'll talk about it right after.
My tips for those who are deciding to compete in a beauty pageant in 2022 would be to know your why. Know the reason of why you are joining a pageant. Is it for yourself to boost up your self-esteem? Are you doing it for your country, for the love of pageantry, for your social causes, your platforms? Also, for me, one thing that I can say is to always stay true to who you are, regardless of how other women may be, other people you come across. Be who you are because it will show. You want to stick to your cores, your values, your morals, and who you are as a person and how you want to be perceived. All those things are so important. Do not ever try to be someone that you're not. It's never going to work out in your favor. Another thing would be to brush up on current events, learn about things that you know that is the mission of the said pageant that you're joining. Also, just have fun and let loose. Yes, obviously gym, diet, catwalk training, Q&A training, personality training, all of those things are very important. But remember to enjoy the moment and remember that so many girls, boys, people are looking up to you. So if you're not ready to take on a leadership role to represent, whether it be yourself, the organization, your country, then just double think on, again, your why of joining a pageant. And more importantly, just spread kindness and spread love and remember that it really is all about the sisterhood. These women that you meet and that you compete with, they are going to be a big part of your life. And, get to know each other. You guys are in the same boat. Everyone comes from all different backgrounds. So it is so important for you to really build a friendship and a sisterhood, which from experience, it comes naturally. And when you learn so much about a person, especially your pageant sisters, you'll build a bond that even if you didn't try to, you will. So so just be yourself, know your why, enjoy the experience. It's the sisterhood, and also be ready to take on that leadership role to inspire not only yourself but also others too. Oh, and good luck.
Isn't she the cutest? And honestly, Katrina is such a good speaker. Such an eloquent girl. I just love her to pieces. I do think that she made several excellent points in here. And the first one was talking about purpose. As you know, nowadays pageants are not just about the physical aspect of a girl, but also about what she stands for and what she plans to do with her platform. It's also all about intellect. So it's important that whenever you are standing up for a cause or you have a certain advocacy, it's important that you know what's going on in the world, like the events that might be important, the leaders and the people who are, coming up with different laws and coming up with different rules that might affect what you're doing on your field. I love how she emphasized really all the, hard work that it takes for a pageant, all the trainings, all the Q&A, all the pasarela, all of the personality work and all of that. But at the same time, just having fun, living in the moment. Be open enough to create a sisterhood with these women that are going through the same situation as you. And last but not least, have fun. It's all about that. And when you're having fun, believe me, it does show. The fans know. And the judges do as well, most importantly. Now, next on the list, we have a queen that gave us a lot to talk about for all of the right reasons during Miss Grand International. I am talking of Miss Angola, Marcia Menezes, who we can all remember because not only of her amazing stellar performance during Miss Grand International, but also because of her resilience. I truly feel like this woman is a warrior and she embodies every single aspect of being a true queen. So you already know the drill. When I ask her the question, what will be your number one advice or tip? This is what she had to say. First, really know who you are and what your identity is. Because when you know your true identity, you don't let yourself be put down by anything. You become strong enough to know that even though you are in an environment with so many talented women, you are there too for being special, just the way you are. Always be confident and never belittle yourself. Humility, always being humble, but this is something you must always cultivate within yourself. A queen is someone who is willing to serve others, is someone who wants and makes a difference. Have you ever wondered what value you add to your society? Truly, so many good points within this answer, and I feel like there is so much substance, not only for beauty queens, but for anyone. This is life advice right here. Honestly, just being sure of who you are, knowing your identity, knowing your worth, and being confident will help you in any environment. Of course, sometimes it can be very intimidating when you are in a room surrounded by so many beautiful, talented, eloquent people. But at the same time, if you know what you stand for, what your purpose is, and what you bring to the table, then all of a sudden, instead of being you against the world, then you are also part of the group, and you are also, someone special within the mass. Very important, as she said, never belittle yourself. I really like for the second part how she talks about knowing your purpose and asking yourself, what can I bring to the table? What can I add to society? What can I change? I believe that all of us, we have different interests, we have different things that makes us feel motivated or inspire us, and it's really just by looking deep within ourselves and getting all the best things that we can offer, just putting it together and then offering to our society. And believe me, people will remember you for those things and they will appreciate you. That's what makes a real queen, in my opinion. For the next queen on the list, we are going all the way to America, because this time I decided to talk to my dear friend Shree Saini, who is the reigning Miss World America. And by the way, congrats to Shree, because she just made it into the top 40 of Miss World. She will be competing in the upcoming coronation night of Miss World 2021, so stay tuned for that. She also was kind enough to send me a video, even wearing her crown, wearing her sash. She honestly went the extra mile. And here's what she had to say.
Hello everyone, my name is Shree Saini and I'm your Miss World America. My #1 tip to anyone who wants to compete in a pageant would be to know your purpose, know why you are competing. Once you have identified your purpose, you can lean on that to find your strength and inspiration. For me, my purpose was to use everything I've been through to encourage as many people as I can to never lose sight of hope in hardships, and to serve as many nonprofits possible. I'm so honored to have served over 100 NGOs and been invited to speak all across America. So what's your purpose?
There you have it, everyone, the amazing Shree Saini. Honestly, I'm so happy, so satisfied with her answer, because I know that if anything is true, it's really her purpose. She has really given everything that she has, and put all of her time and effort into just servicing others. And if you look at her story, you will see that this girl has a very, very difficult, challenging story, but every single time she managed to overcome the obstacles and just come out of it as a winner and always serving others. I admire her not only as a beauty queen, but also as a friend, and I am so excited for her upcoming journey in Miss World. For my next queen, you know that I had to invite someone very, very special, and there was absolutely no way that I could invite Katrina without inviting this next queen, because they're kind of like always together. Have you ever heard of VCAT? I think that you all know who I'm talking about. Of course, the beautiful Victoria Velasquez Vincent, my dear friend that I love and admire so much. And when I asked her the question, she was kind enough to send me like a very detailed answer that I really did appreciate, and I know that you guys will love it as well. She gave me everything that I was expecting from her. She said, "Love this video idea. My #1 tip will be to not lose sight of who you are. I personally had so many outside voices / opinions telling me what to do when it came to everything, and because I was a pageant newbie, I listened to everything at first. But it wasn't until I trusted myself and started doing what I knew was best for me that my styling, social media presence, even my Q&A, etc. started getting better. No one knows you like you know you, so trust in that. I also ended up being told I had an attitude because I didn't want to listen to people who thought they knew better and do everything they said, lol. But that's okay." Like, don't get me wrong, it's important to take into account the opinion of people that have been in the pageant scene for a long time, but also you don't want to be an identical copy of past girls. People in the pageant scene can be stuck in their ways, or in some cases just be manipulative. Haha. Okay, that was long and confusing, but to sum it up, always use your wisdom to determine what advice to take and what advice to ignore. Trust yourself. Don't lose sight of the woman you were when it started. Don't lose sight of the reason why you started. Also, it helps to have an outlet. It was my friends and family in New Zealand for me. The pageant scene here is wild, so it was nice to be able to escape to them via FaceTime. And also, don't give anyone the power to tell you who you are, period. There you go, everyone. That was the answer of the incredible Victoria Velasquez Vincent. I honestly respect this girl on so many different layers for so many different reasons. Not only I feel like she is a true queen, but I also feel like this girl is full of wisdom and purpose. And I feel like her answer reflects precisely that. It's all about knowing yourself and knowing how to set boundaries, you know, because beauty queens, they get critiqued by everyone. Their teams try to model them. The pageant fans will tell them if they're good enough, if they are not. The judges will decide if they're worthy of a crown. So at the end of the day, when so many people are, you know, throwing things at you from so many different angles, it's important for you to know who you are deep inside. Otherwise, it's easy to get lost. And even if that means that some people will think you have an attitude, if some people believe that, oh, you know, this girl is a little bit of a snob, nobody cares. Just be you. And if you get that title, at least it will be because you are being your most authentic self. Thank you, V. Love you. Alright, so I have 2 more queens before the end of the video, but for the next one, I just know that you're gonna love her because this is a queen that you guys really asked me to check out on this channel. You were asking for a reaction about her so often, and honestly, I'm even trying to get an interview for you guys. Of course, I'm talking about one of the most recognizable and respected Miss Earth winners ever, Miss Karen Ibasco. Right after I made a reaction video to her Miss Earth journey, Karen actually reached out to me, sent me a message, and we had a little conversation. And I honestly thought that she was so sweet for even taking the time to, you know, send me a message. So whenever I was coming with this video idea, I told myself, should I send her a message or am I pushing my luck too much? So I just went for it, and she was sweet enough to send me this message. The #1 tip I can give for aspiring beauty queens is to completely know oneself before coming out to the public. No words from anyone can destroy you unless you allow them to. You should know your worth, value, and identity as a person before joining, because that will be your strong foundation. And I couldn't agree more. Honestly, Karen Ibasco really knows about this because, as we discussed here on the channel, she was criticized during her journey so much. And although she did receive some backlash from the fans, she really proved to be worthy of a crown. And she really proved that she had the intellect, the beauty, the grace, the purpose, and everything that it takes to really represent Miss Earth in such a graceful manner internationally. I feel like her reign itself really elevated the entire pageant. And I don't know if at this point you guys are noticing some trends in this type of advice, but a lot of them are about knowing yourself, know your purpose, be prepared, and do your training. I feel like we are starting to see an overall trend with these answers. Now, I told you that I had one more queen, and this one really holds a special place in my heart because not only I feel like she's so sweet, but also she is a trailblazer. A woman who put herself out there and who really stood up for her cause and her message in the face of so much criticism. But precisely because she didn't give up and she continued her journey believing in what she stood for, honestly, she earned my eternal love and respect. Of course, I'm talking about the beautiful Ayn Bernos. Even after her Miss Universe Philippines journey, I feel like Ayn has continued to use her different platforms to really spread a very positive message, very uplifting, very inclusive, which I love about her. Besides the fact that honestly, she is just overall such a nice, beautiful person. So nothing but love and respect for this girl. And when I asked her the question, this is what she had to say. Okay, so I told her, hey Ayn, I'm making this video where I ask, you know, recognized queens and respected queens for, you know, this question. And she answered, recognized queens. Thanks for including me in this. My #1 tip will be make friends and look out for one another. The biggest threat is not the competition, but the external stress and pressure of the pageant. And honestly, I feel like this is so true. Both things that she mentioned here. First of all, whenever I see any girls posting any type of content on social media, I always consistently see Ayn commenting, sending love, sending positivity. And I know that she's all about this. It's so on brand for her. And at the same time, you know, the second part where she says that the bigger threat is not the girls, it's not the people who are competing with you, but it's actually the people outside who are looking at you with the magnifying glasses and just trying to pick up on every single flaw that you might have. Instead of seeing these girls as a threat, you might see them as a support system, create a sisterhood precisely, and then just really try your best to get the crown by showcasing what you have to bring to the table on an individual level, but at the same time celebrating the girls around you. So there you go. That was such an amazing answer. I love Ayn forever. And also, that is a wrap for this video. I really hope that you guys enjoy this type of content. I know that for me personally, it took me a while, you know, to reach everyone and get them to answer the questions. For those who also sent videos, you know, they were so kind, and to put it all together to make it look cohesive and hopefully bring you some value and some information that you guys will appreciate, which will help you not only as a fandom but also as future beauty queens and candidates and everything that you might want to accomplish in life. So keep in mind every single advice that you got from these respected queens. Be yourself, enjoy the process, have a purpose, know who you are and what you want. Don't be scared to set your own boundaries. And at the end of the day, don't forget that you're doing this for a much, much bigger cause. So as usual, thank you everyone for coming. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content like this almost every single day. And last but not least, come here and give me a hug. That's a little tradition on the channel. You know that I love you, that I appreciate you. Thank you for coming and spending a few moments out of your day here with me. And until I see you next time, please stay safe, be kind to one another, sending you all my love, all my kisses. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.